皆さん、こんにちは。ローズです。Welcome back to 日本語。このビデオでは、レッスン35番の文法を紹介します。でも、その前に、レッスン34の文法を復習しましょう。The first one is the 何々通りに which means that doing something the same way as another verb or a noun. For example, 私がする通りにやってください。Please do as I do. We've also learned verb た後で which means after doing verb, then you will do the next verb. For example, 運動した後でビールを飲みました。After exercising, I drank beer. Next one is doing something with or without verb to. For example, 醤油をつけて寿司を食べます。I eat sushi with soy sauce. Next is verb 1ないで verb 2. Meaning, instead of doing verb 1, I do verb 2. For example, ケーキは買えないで自分で作ります。I'm not going to buy a cake. Instead, I will do it myself. はい、大丈夫ですか? Before we begin, make sure to check out the vocabulary list for this video. それでは、始めます。Here are the grammar points for today's lesson. First, we will learn another form of conditional clause, which is nani-nani ba, or if something is. This can be a verb, an adjective, or a noun. So first, let's learn how to change verbs, nouns, and adjectives into their conditional form. First is how to change group 1 verb from mass form to its conditional form. To do this, all we have to do is change the E syllables into its equivalent E syllable. For example, the verb kikimasu or to listen, we change ki to ke. And then we add ba. So kikimasu becomes kikeba. Next example, ikimasu, meaning to go, becomes ikeba. Nomimasu, meaning to drink, becomes nomeba. Arimasu, meaning to have, becomes areba. Oshimasu, meaning to press or push, becomes oseba. Iimasu, meaning to say, becomes ieba. Dashimasu, meaning to take out, becomes daseba. For group 2 verbs, all we have to do is remove mas and then add reba. So tabemasu, to eat, becomes tabereba. Haremasu, meaning to become sunny, becomes harereba. Tsukemasu, meaning to put, becomes tsukereba. Agemasu, meaning to give, becomes agereba. And last, for group 3 verbs such as kimasu and shimasu, we change the whole word. For example, kimasu becomes kureba, kureba. Shimasu, to do, becomes sureba. Next is how to change adjectives and nouns to its conditional form. For adjectives like tadashi, correct, or isogashi, busy, all we have to do is remove the I syllable at the end and then add kereba. So tadashi becomes tadashikereba. Isogashi becomes isogashikereba. For na adjectives and nouns, all we have to do is add nara at the end. So kirei, meaning clean or beautiful, becomes kirei nara. Or dame, not good or not allowed or no good, becomes dame nara. For nouns such as ame or rain, ame nara, or muryo, meaning free, muryo nara, and so on. We can also form negative conditional form for verbs, adjectives, and nouns. For verbs, we change the verb to its dictionary form. For example, ikimasen, not to go. So we change it to dictionary form, which is ikanai. We remove I and then add kereba. So ikimasen becomes ikanai. And then to make it into conditional form, we remove I and then add kereba. Ikana kereba. If not going. For I adjectives, we also change it to dictionary form. So kunai. For example, isugashi kunai. Not busy. So we remove I, add kereba. Isugashiku nakereba. If not busy. For na adjectives, we have two ways. The first one is the negative janai. So followed by kereba. For example, kirei. Kirei janai, remove I, add kereba. Kirei jana kereba. If not beautiful or if not clean. Another way is just adding de nakereba after the na adjective. Again, example, kirei can be kirei de nakereba. The difference is that janakereba is more casual compared to de nakereba. And another example is for nouns. So it's the same as the na adjectives. We have two ways. Janai, remove I, followed by kereba. Or de nakereba. So for example, muryo. We can say muryo janai. Remove I, becomes muryo janakereba. If not free. Or add de nakereba. Muryo de nakereba. And so on. Now that we know how to make conditional clause using nani ba, we can now use this to express the conditions or requirements for a certain event to happen. Or in short, if A happens or if A is true, B will happen. First is using verbs conditional form. So the pattern is verb in ba form followed by the main sentence. This means if condition A or the verb happens, B will happen. For example, if it becomes autumn, the colors of the leaves changes. So the condition is aki ni narimasu, to become autumn. So we change this to its ba conditional form. So it becomes aki ni narimasu becomes nareba. Followed by the main sentence, ki no ha no iro ga kawarimasu. Aki ni nareba, ki no ha no iro ga kawarimasu. Number 2, if the road is finished, the life in the village will be more convenient. Our condition is, michi ga dekimasu. The road be finished. To change it into ba form, michi ga dekireba, our main sentence is, mura no seikatsu wa motto benri ni narimasu. Michi ga dekireba, mura no seikatsu wa motto benri ni narimasu. Example number 3, if you eat it, you might like it. So our condition is, to eat, tabemasu. Tabereba, if you eat it, 好きになるかもしれない。食べれば好きになるかもしれない。If everyone comes early, we'll make it on time for the 9 o'clock train. The condition is, 皆さんが早く来ます。皆さんが早く来ます becomes 来れば followed by 9時の電車に間に合うでしょう。皆さんが早く来れば9時の電車に間に合うでしょう。Next is using E adjectives, na adjectives, nouns. And then the main sentence. So if condition A, which is an adjective or a noun happens, B will happen. For example, If the answer is correct, mark it with a circle. Our condition is 答えが正しい. So here we have an E adjective. 答えが正しければ. Again, remove E and then add ければ for E adjectives. Followed by the main sentence, 丸をつけてください. 答えが正しければ丸をつけてください. If the weather is good, Mount Fuji is visible from the rooftop or can be seen from the rooftop. The condition is 天気がいい. So for the word いい, it's special. So 天気が, instead of using いい, we use 良い. So this is what we're going to change to ba form, the 良い. So remove い and then add ければ. 天気が良ければ、屋上から富士山が見えます。If we don't do it this way, let's do the other method, or the other way. The condition is, この方法がダメ。この方法がダメなら、so here we have an na adjective. That's why we put なら。この方法がダメなら、if the method or if this way is not good or cannot be used, あの方法でやりましょう。この方法がダメなら、あの方法でやりましょう。Next, if it's just around 25 meters, I can swim it. So here we have a noun, 25 meters. So that's our condition. 25メートルぐらいなら、泳げます。25メートルぐらいなら泳げます。Now, let's look at some examples when it's a negative conditional form. If not condition A, B will happen. First, let's try with verb. If the luggage doesn't come today, call me immediately. Okay? So the condition is, 今日荷物が着きません. So, the luggage not arriving or not coming today. To make it into our conditional form, we say, 今日荷物が着かな. So, 着きません becomes 着かない. Remove い, add ければ. 着かなければ、すぐ連絡してね。今日荷物が着かなければ、すぐ連絡してね。If you're not busy, can I talk to you? Here we have a い adjective. 忙しくない not busy. 忙しくなければ、ちょっと話してもいいですか? If it's a complete sentence, it says, あなたは忙しくなければ、私はあなたとちょっと話してもいいですか? Next example, if it's not clean, wash it again. Our condition is, きれいじゃありません。きれいでなければ、or きれいじゃなければ for more casual way of saying it, followed by the main sentence, もう一回洗ってね。きれいでなければもう一回洗ってね。or きれいじゃなければもう一回洗ってね。If it's not free, then I don't want it. Our condition is 無料じゃありません。If not free. 無料でなければ or 無料じゃなければ欲しくないです。無料でなければ欲しくないです。無料じゃなければ欲しくないです。In previous lessons, we've learned similar expressions or other conditional forms such as 何々と from lesson 23. So this means when verb 1 happens, then verb 2 will happen, but inevitably. So meaning if the condition happens, then the next event will occur automatically or inevitably. So for example, in the scenario, the card won't come out. カードが出ないんですが、 So the other person might say, when you press the red button, the card comes out. So the condition is, akai botan o oshimasu. Press the red button. So we change this to nani nani to. Akai botan o osu to. So here we have the dictionary form of oshimasu, osu, followed by to. And then the inevitable event that will occur if it happens, which is kado ga demasu. The card will come out. We can also use the nani nani ba conditional form. If you press the red button, the card will come out. So we can say, akai botan o oseba kado ga demasu. So in this situation, both can be used. Another similar expression is the one we've learned from lesson 25, which is nani nani tara main sentence. So it means if condition A happens, B will happen, which is very similar to nani nani ba conditional form, right? However, they have slight differences, or there are some cases that you can only use one. So let's take a look at some examples. If I don't have time, I will not eat it. So the condition is, jikan ga arimasen. Don't have time. Jikan ga nakattara. So here we have the nani nani tara condition form, followed by the main sentence, tabemasen. Will not eat. I will not eat. We can also use the nani nani ba conditional form. Jikan ga nakereba tabemasen. So both can be used in this example. However, jikan ga nai to tabemasen is dame, or is not good, because the second sentence or the main sentence expresses will, or what the other person will do. So this is not good because we know that the second sentence should be something inevitable or something that will happen automatically. Another example, if you are not busy, please come here. The condition is, isugashiku nai, not busy. Isugashiku nakattara, so using the tara pattern, kite kudasai. Isugashiku nakattara, kite kudasai. However, we cannot use nani nani ba, isogashiku nakereba, kite kudasai, because the subject of the first clause and the main sentence is the same. It's both anata. So we cannot use the conditional form ba here. Anata wa isugashiku nakereba anata kite kudasai. In this sentence, we can only use nani nani tara. Another example is, if you don't know, ask me. Our condition is wakarimasen. Wakaranakattara kiite kudasai. Wakaranakattara kiite kudasai. So we cannot use the ba conditional form because anata wa wakaranakereba anata wa watashi ni kiite kudasai is not good. So we can only use nani nani tara for this example. Next is using conditional clause noun nara to take up what the other person has said as a topic and then give more information about it. Noun nara main sentence. So meaning if you are talking about noun, then you give some information about it. For example, if the speaker says, I'm thinking of going on a 1-week trip to the Philippines, isn't there any good spots there? フィリピンで1週間旅行をしようと思っているんですが、どこかいいところがありませんか? And the other person or the listener might say, well, let's see. If it's for a week, so here, the listener wants to talk about if you're staying for a week, then he will give some information. I think Palawan or Cebu is good. 1週間. So this is our topic. そうですね。1週間なら. So if you're talking about staying for a week, the information is Palawan ka Cebu ga いいと思います。そうですね。1週間ならパラワンかセブがいいと思います。Another example. I want to go to a hot spring. Where is a good place to go? 温泉に行きたいんですが、どこへ行ったらいいんですか? If it's for a hot spring, hakuba is good. So the listener emphasizes if you're talking about onsen, then 温泉なら白馬がいいですよ。温泉なら白馬がいいですよ。We can also use conditional forms to ask for suggestions, directions, recommendations, or advice by just adding interrogative words such as what, where, when at the beginning of the sentence, followed by the conditional form nani-nani ba. This is similar to the expression we've learned, nani-nani tara ii desu ka, in lesson 26. So the pattern is interrogative such as where, what, how, followed by verb in its conditional form or in its back conditional form, followed by ii desu ka. So this means where, what, how, should I, or is good, nani nani. For example, I don't know how to do it. What should I do? So here we have どうしますか? What to do. So first, やり方がわからないんですが. So if you remember, we use んが to introduce a topic. やり方がわからないんですが. So here we are slowly or trying to introduce a topic, followed by our interrogative, どう or what or how, and our verb is します, to do. So we change it to ば form, which is すれば. どうすれば followed by いいんですか? やり方がわからないんですが、どうすればいいですか? Another example. The copier ran out of paper. Who should I say it to or who should I notify about it? 誰に言いますか? The first part is copier ran out of paper. コピー機は紙がないんですが. So the copier machine ran out of paper. 誰に言います becomes 言えばいいですか? コピー機は紙がないんですが、誰に言えばいいんですか? I'm going to a funeral, but what should I bring? 何を持って行きますか? What to bring? お葬式に行くんですが、何を持って行けば So from 行きます。持って行けばいいですか? My friend is getting married. What kind of thing should I give as a present? どんなものをあげますか? 友達が結婚するんですが、どんなものをあげます becomes あげれば。どんなものをあげればいいですか? 友達が結婚するんですが、どんなものをあげればいいですか? The next pattern means that the more you do something, the more something is. The pattern is verb, adjectives or na-adjectives in its conditional form, which is ba or nara, followed by the same word, but it's in dictionary form. Plus hodo. Hodo means a boundary, limit, extent, or the upper limit. So for example, we want to say, the more you eat Philippine food, the more you'll crave for it, or the more that you want to eat it. So the condition is, フィリピン料理を食べます。フィリピン料理を食べれば, so here we change it to ba form, then using the same verb 食べます but in dictionary form, 食べる followed by ほど。フィリピン料理を食べれば食べるほど. So the more you eat Philippine food, the more 食べたくなるんです。You crave for it, or the more you want to eat it. Another example, the more you listen to Billie Eilish songs, the more you'll like it. ビリー・アイリッシュの音楽を聴きます。ビリー・アイリッシュの音楽を聴けば 聞くほど、聞けば聞くほど、you'll like it. 好きになります。ビリー・アイリッシュの音楽を聴けば聴くほど好きになります。I think the more garlic you use, the more delicious it is. ニンニクをたくさん入れます。ニンニクをたくさん入れば、入れるほど delicious it is. 美味しいと思います。I think. ニンニクをたくさん入れば、入れるほど美味しいと思います。And last example, the less buttons in the machine, the better. 機械はボタンが少ない。機械はボタンが So here we have an E adjective. So we use 少ない。So we change it to its ba form, which is 少なければ。機械はボタンが少なければ少ない。Dictionary form. ほどいいです。The better. 機械はボタンが少なければ少ないほどいいです。はい、以上です。このレッスンはどうでしたか？もし質問かコメントがあったら下に書いてください。あとは、このビデオが役に立ったら、Like ボタンと Subscribe ボタンを押してくださいね。And also, don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any of the future lessons. And I would like to thank all the Patreons who are supporting this channel. Thank you so much. 本当にありがとうございます。I will see you in the next one. またねー。